What we're going to cover today is your home's appraised value. How do we determine that? And what I've done is I've pulled up on the MLS, and well, let me show you. What you're looking at is the multiple listing service, and we have actually identified a small portion in southern Avalon Park. And this is the area that's mapped out because an appraiser is going to work within a geographic area. So you can't really go outside of it if there are relevant homes that are inside that area that we're going to search for. Let's go back to the map. So we've defined our geographic area, and our criteria would be the next thing we're going to take a look at. Active, pending, and sold homes going back 180 days. And the only other criteria I have is that these properties must be single family homes. And here are all of our results. Now, we're going to assume that our subject property, the one we're going to place on the market, is 2,700 square feet. It does not have a pool. So now we have an understanding that single family home, 2,700 square feet without a pool. Let's go back to our graph. So these two properties, our square footage is right here in the middle. We have two properties that are pending. I would absolutely select those. We have another property that's 2,700 square foot, does not have a pool. That's what community means. This one is 27, but it does have a pool, so we've unselected this one. And here's another one at 2,800. That's great. This is too big, 33 or 3,600 square feet. An appraiser will only go plus or minus 20% on square footage. And if there's a home that doesn't have a pool, that's more relevant than a home with a pool. That's less adjusting, which means more true value. Back to the graph. So we have two properties that are pending. One's been on the market for 3 days, one for 11 days. So I'm going to assume they're fairly close to list price. This property was on the market for 16 days and this one for 1 day. So we know that this one asked 600, sold for 600. This one at Atwood asked for 519, sold at 475. Okay, that's a big difference. That one doesn't really serve us, so I'm going to get rid of that. Here are our three selections. We have a property that is really about 100 square foot, not really adjustable, sold for 600. We have another one at 630 that's a little larger, so we're going to have to adjust for that. Now, adjustments are done by a real estate professional, and they're going to be done by an appraiser as well. Using this as an example, we've got about 100 square foot difference. The normal price for adjustment for a home this size is about $150 per square foot. I can explain a lot more of that. I'll do it in person. I'm not going to bore you with it now. So we're going to make a $15,000 adjustment. 630, so we're going to assume that the price of this is probably 615 adjusted, maybe 610 or 605 because it was about a week or two before it went under contract. We also have another one at 565, and that went under contract in 3 days. We're assuming the same. So 565, let's say 610, and then we have 600. So with 565, 600, and 610, those are our three. If we averaged those out, we're going to be somewhere in the $585,000 to $600,000 range. That is the appraised value of that property. Now, that does not mean that's where you're going to price the home. That just means that's what the appraised value is, and that's a good place to start. How you price your home has to do with the marketing strategy you're going to put into place, that your real estate partners will put into place. And ironically, the next video is on just that. How to market a home effectively. And this is not placing a sign in the yard, putting it on the MLS, and then praying. That doesn't work. It's a long-term strategy that should be able to be laid out for you very specifically. I'll do that in the next video.